Hello guys, so today we'll be seeing a new program. It's on transpose matrix. So how can we transpose a matrix? So what is transpose of matrix? That is like, let's say we have a matrix like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. Now this is a three rows and three columns matrix, right? So if we transpose it, it will become like the rows become its columns and columns become its rows. So how does it look like? It will be look like this, 1 2 3. So one would be here, and now okay, it is a bit difficult to write, but I will write like this. So uh, its column becomes its row. So 147 would be the column. Sorry, 147 would be the rows for this transpose matrix. And if I give tab here and then again, 258 and next 258 and next it is like this. Okay, it's actually not, I mean, I should write in a different line instead of here. So like this. So just give me a minute. Yep. So 147, 258, and 369. So here 369. Now if you see 1 to 3 was the rows for the first matrix, but in our transpose matrix it becomes 1 2 3 here as a column. So the first column has a value of 1 2 3. Second column has a value of 4 5 6. Third column has a value of 7 8 9. So we got our transpose matrix. So this is what transpose matrix looks like. Okay, so we will do it. If it doesn't matter of how many number of rows and column it has. If it, let's say it has a two rows, two columns, then also it will work like this only. If it is three column and four rows, so sorry, three rows and four columns, then in that case, it's it would be just opposite. So let's say I'm adding one more value 5, here I'm adding 9, and here I'm adding 1. So it is now three rows and four column matrix, right? So if we do the transpose of a matrix, then 1 2 3, and here it would be 5, then 5, then okay, 5 9 and then 1, right? So uh, yeah, so you can see earlier it was a 3 by 4 matrix, but here in this case it's a 4 by 3 matrix. So that's the difference. Okay, so 3 by 4 becomes 4 by 3, 2 by 2 becomes 2 by 2, 1 by 3 becomes 3 by 1, like this. Okay, so I hope you are getting it. Now we will write the program to make it. Okay, so I will refer few codes, few of the lines from a previous program which I have written for matrix addition and subtraction. So here I'm taking this code because I've created some reusable methods here. Anyhow, we are doing in the same class, but we can create a separate file for it from where we can reuse by creating the object of that class. That also we can do it, but okay, for now it is fine. Probably we will see it in some other videos. Okay, to do that. Okay, so here I am writing it. Now we got our scanner object created here, and here I'm taking the rows for my matrix. So it is my scanner next int, and since through this I'm taking the input of this row of this first matrix. So and in the second one I am taking the column values. So how many number of columns I want for this matrix. So I have got it. Now I have created matrix 1, and I do not need matrix 2 because here I'm not doing any kind of addition and subtraction, and here I'm creating the trans random object. Now next what I did, I created the matrix. So here I'm writing it create matrix, and this will be giving error, so I'm just hovering over it and creating the method for it, and this method is already created by us. So I'm just taking it the uh, copying the code from here. So it is very bad practice which I'm doing currently, but okay, I think we can create a reusable utility file for that. So we'll check that out. So here, okay, one thing I changed here, I think it was not there in my previous videos, in my previous video of this program, which was like earlier I was using this row and column here, but which is kind of hard coded, right? You need to reuse it. You do not know whether you get this row as column, right? Because maybe it is in a different file. In that case, it is not possible, right, to get this row and column value. So to make it fully reusable, I did this change, and let me explain to you this I less than row and j less than column. Earlier it was I less than row. Okay, so this row number was there here earlier, and this column number was there earlier because we are taking this value from this input. Okay, now what I did, I changed the row because the number of row already this matrix 1 is created, so that we are sending here, right? So it has a row, it has a column. So we just take through our length, um, yeah, no, through this length function, or yeah, length attribute. So matrix 1 dot length is returning the row of that matrix, so number of rows of that matrix. So let's say this is the matrix which we are sending. So here we see that the number of rows is 3, so matrix 1 dot length will be return 3. So I less than 3, which is row, and is 0 equals to j less than column number. So how do we get the column number? So this has a column number of 4, right? Because this is one column, second column, third column, and fourth column. So to get the column number, we need to get just one row, right? Okay, because so if you get one row, then if we get the first row, any row, right? So this matrix 1 of the first, if we give matrix 1 of 0, so that means it is returning the first row. If you give matrix 1 1 instead of 0, it return this part, the second line. And if you give 2, then it will return third line because array index starts from 0. Right, so matrix 1 of 0, this first array, this is one array, this is second array, this is third array, and this combined array, this is actually two-dimensional array, and matrix is nothing but a two-dimensional array. So okay, so this length is 4, so that is why this is getting this is 4 is getting returned through this statement, right, this part. So that's the small changes I have done, and I just explained you that, and then I'm printing the matrix in the same way. And I hope it is very easy for you right now, because uh, because if you understand the logic, you can easily create it. So print matrix, I hope I'm writing the name, print matrix, matrix 1. Oh, just copied it, no need to that. Okay, okay, I am now just putting this code here. Okay, so we got a print matrix and create matrix. So now we will see whether my code is correctly working or not. So enter the number of rows for matrix. I'm entering 3, and I'm entering 4, and I'm entering I can see that my matrix gets created and it's printing it here. So it is a 3 rows 4 columns matrix, so 3 by 4 matrix. Okay, so now the actual work which we need to do is like uh, sys out transpose of matrix is here. So I'm just creating a method transpose matrix matrix 1. I'm sending it, and uh, now I'm creating the transpose matrix here. So it is a method, reusable method which I've created. Now here I have to write the logic for this. So we got the matrix 1. Now what we'll be doing, for int I equals to 0, I less than matrix 1 dot length, that's written the row number, now I plus plus, and then another for loop. It's a nested for loop, so same way, int j equals to 0, j less than matrix 1 of 0. I can give 1 as well, that doesn't matter. So okay, so if I give 0, that's fine as of now, and dot length, so it is returning the length of the first array of that matrix, and j plus plus. Next, okay, now matrix, so transpose matrix would be uh, okay, so we need to create a new variable, right? So integer matrix 2, which is a transpose matrix, so this value would be returned, and instead of this, instead of void, I need to return a matrix, right? So I will give this notation here, and here I have to return, first I need to create empty matrix, right? Like this, matrix 2, and row 0 column 0, it is not good. So what I'll be doing, I'll be using this one here and this one as a column number, because both would be having, no, that's I did a wrong thing, right? Because when you transpose 3 by 4 matrix, it would become 4 by 3 matrix, right? So column becomes row, row becomes column, so just opposite you have to do, right? So yep, we catched it earlier, otherwise we get a failure. So this is the correct one. Now what I have to do, matrix 2, matrix 2 equals to, no, matrix 2 of I and j, here I and j equals to matrix 2, sorry, matrix 1 of j and I, right? Okay, I think that's the only code which we have tried. So it just, so what would be, what happens, so now matrix ith of 0th and 0, so that is like 1, right? 1 would be coming here, of I0 J0. Now next it would be like, where it is, yeah, I would be I0 still 0, now J becomes 1, so 0 and 1, right? 0 and 1 place cell means which cell? It is 2. So earlier it was 2, now instead of 2 it should be 4, right? So matrix 1 of j and I, so j equals to 1, I equals to 0, so here it would be 4. So now 1 4 we got, so 1 4, now for the transpose matrix it becomes 1 4 in the row, like this it will be traversing, right? So now what we need to do, we need to just return this matrix, so return matrix 2. Okay, so here it's giving some arrow, Meta matrix 2. So transpose matrix we can give transpose matrix, and now we'll be printing it. Print matrix transpose matrix. That's it. So okay, let's run it now. Let's see what is happening. Okay, I'm entering three rows and four columns. Okay, it's giving error. Let's see what is the error it is giving. Okay, so I entered number of rows is three, and number of columns is four. So array index out of bound exception it is throwing. So let's see what happened now. Mm, okay, just give me a second. We will find out. Let's run one more time. So let's say I'm giving two. I'm giving two. So we got the value right. For in case of 2 and 2 it's giving correctly, so 91 and 73, so it becomes 91 73 and 75 7 13, right? Mm. Okay, let's run one more time. So it's 3 by 3. So here in this case also we are getting correct one, 56, um, 37 and 40 and 37. Okay, so 56, 37, 40, it says rows become columns, and for the second rows it becomes second column, and for the third rows it becomes third column, right? So let's run one more time with a different value. So let's say it has having one column and two rows, or two rows and one column, right? So two rows and one column. Okay, so here is the catch. I think we need to understand why it is giving the error. So matrix dot transpose, okay, index 1 out of bound for length 1. Okay, so printing a matrix there is no problem. So when we are doing the transpose here, actually the problem is there. So let's find out. It's a good one. We have to figure it out why it is happening, right? So exactly why it is happening, we can get it from here. This line, if you click here, it's giving here. Okay, so okay, so what can I do instead of J and I? If I do this way, I think it will fix our issue. Let's see. Let's run it. Okay, so now our row is 2 and column is 1, and let's hit enter. Yay! So we did it, right? It is working. So earlier it was like two rows, one column, and now it's become one rows and two column, right? So let's run one more time. We will be using 3 by 4 matrix. So 3 and then 4. So we got it right. Now let's see whether it's getting printed correctly or not. So 83, 94, 82, 10. That is our row for first matrix. Now here it becomes column. Similar way this one and this one, 50, 79, 44 and 9. Yeah, working perfectly. So that's the issue we have we did wrong, right? So matrix 2, it should have J and I, and here I and J. Because why this change is required? Because here we have created the matrix, we created matrix 2 in such a way, because that's the reason, because we wanted this like this way. So if we did matrix 1 dot length here and matrix 1 0 dot length here, then our previous logic was fine. Okay, so thank you for watching. Keep learning.